Hello and welcome into sports. Tonight, I'm excited to announce a new segment here on WVVA. It's called Unfinished. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we'll bring you the stories of student athletes across the two Virginias that saw their seasons cut short or canceled due to COVID-19. We begin with the 2019-2020 Bluefield boys basketball squad, which features a senior class whose roots and relationships run more than a decade deep. This Bluefield boys basketball senior class has been through it all together.
We've been all playing together since we were so little.
Travel ball, ice ball, Myrtle Beach, the AAU. So we just knew that this group could be special.
The early part of the season was a gauntlet. 13 straight games on the road, featuring losses to Princeton, Chapmanville, and Shady Spring.
Those 3 losses were the best thing that's ever happened to us, in my opinion. When you're undefeated, you think you're above everybody else, but 2 or 3 losses, keeps you humble and makes you work even harder.
And that's exactly what they did, ripping off 14 straight wins.
Defense. We switched our defense, and nobody saw it like the whole season.
Our starters, they start clicking, and they knew their role, and we just started being a good basketball team right there in the stretch, and that's why it's very disappointing to see that we're not going to be able to showcase what we're all about.
This Bluefield boys basketball senior class has been through it all together. Then came March 12th.
It was bad. It was bad.
We get down to the cafeteria, and I was looking on Twitter, and it said all games have been postponed and the girls' state tournament was canceled. I was like, this can't be true.
But it was. All basketball postseason matchups were postponed immediately due to COVID-19. The next day, the WVSSAC announced teams could not practice either.
There was nothing we could do. It was out of our hands. And, we just told them that, we hopefully we'll be back in touch, here in the next week or so and maybe get this thing going back. But neither one worked out.
On April 21st, the basketball postseason was officially canceled.
That right there was almost the straw that broke the camel's back because these kids I'm with every day, I've been with them all their life, and then you take this away from them, and it's just tough. It's just tough.
We thought we all was gonna play. We thought we was gonna be around each other again because everybody going off to college. We thought we was just gonna be around each other like one last time.
The senior class finished with a record of 87-15, winning 4 sectional titles, 4 co-regional titles too. But there's no doubt this group wanted the ultimate prize.
Yeah, we was talking about like our picture should be on the wall. That's all we really wanted, that championship picture on the wall.
I coached them when they was down here at this rec, when they was 5 and 6 years old. And we had groomed these kids to win a state championship, and that was our goal.
The possibility of what could have been still stings. But one thing is for certain, this Beavers bunch won't be forgotten anytime soon.
This is my second family, and I just thank God for all these great people in my life. The teammates I had were great. They were literally my brothers.
I just can't tell you how much these young men meant to me, what great kids they were, role models for the school. They, just represented Bluefield High School so great in many, many ways.
They do the things the right way. And when you do the things the right way, good things are going to happen beyond sports. These kids right here, they're going to be great people and great people in society.
Coach Davis and the girls think about it a lot. Their 2019 state championship victory.
One of the biggest memory I have is the dog pile at the end of the game, and just seeing the tears, the laughing, the hugging, and
it felt great just to be able to experience something like that with all of my best friends. To actually accomplish that and actually get to the top of the hill.
And on the bus ride home last June, this group was already talking back to back.
I mean, everybody that I talked to was like, man, this is y'all's year again, you're going to get it.
They had all the pieces in place for 2020. 9 seniors, 8 returning starters, all with playoff experience and that same will to win.
The drive was more. The motivation was more, in my opinion.
We kind of wanted to prove to everyone that it just wasn't given to us. Like, we were there to win, like we earned it.
Winter workouts turned into preseason practice as the campaign crept closer. The Lady Blues even fit in 2 scrimmages in early March.
We were ready to go. I mean, like I said, we had great practices. The kids were, the girls were pumped up, ready to go, and we was ready for that first game.
But opening day never came. All Virginia spring sports were postponed due to COVID-19 and then canceled March 23rd.
It kind of just hit me that I wouldn't get to play with the girls that I grew up playing with.
This is it, like, you know, because everybody's going off, going their own separate ways, and I was like, that was literally the last time I ever played on that field with my friends.
My first thought was about the girls. You know, I talked to other coaches, and, you know, I said, what do you say to them? And they said, there's not much that you can say.
I don't think really anyone knew what to say because, like, who expects for something like this to come through, like, worldwide and do something like this? Like, I don't know, it's just, it was rough.
Nearly 2 months later, 2 months without softball, there's a lot to be missed.
Well, I missed practice and listening to music, and, you know, when the girls are hitting, we'd all be out in the outfield, shagging balls and dancing.
Being on the field, like, kind of just, like, takes all the stress away. Like, you just kind of forget about time, and you just do it because I've done it for so long. Like, that was just my thing to get away from things, you know what I mean?
I told them that, you know, you're going to remember some games, but the most things that you're going to remember are the things that happen on the bus, the things that happen on the field during practice, or the times that we're together.
3 trips to the state tournament, a state championship, and an unfinished shot at another. All memories that will last a lifetime. And it's safe to say this team will be remembered for at least that long.
I mean, I feel good about where we left off at. I mean, we left out on top, and everybody knows who we are now. They actually know who the team we are.
A trip to the state tournament. It was about the only thing this Pikeview girls basketball senior class had not checked off their list. But it's the only thing they wanted.
It's been our goal since freshman year to make it upstate.
They realized quickly, however, that goal wasn't going to come easy.
The first couple of months, we just noticed that we weren't just going to be able to walk through it, and we just had to put in the effort just to get there.
That effort came easily, however, after head coach of 24 years Karen Miller announced in February this would be her last season.
We all knew it was our last year and that we had our last chance to get upstate, but once we found out that it was her last year, I think it gave us a little more motivation to get up there for her as well.
We really wanted it for us and for her. We knew that this was both of our last shots. We have no other chance to get it.
By the time playoffs rolled around, the Lady Panthers had found another gear.
In the sectional tournament and the regional, I'm telling you, they just played awesome.
We just got this drive about us halfway through the season, and we really wanted it. We wanted it so bad.
We knew it was either do it now or, you know, never do it again for some of us.
That drive, that purpose, carried right into the regional co-final against Wyoming East, the team that kept them from Charleston each of the last 2 seasons. But not this year. Pikeview held the visitors to just 6 baskets in the second half, winning 83-51.
Literally, I can't even describe the feeling. Just the whole support from our school and the community.
From then on, we really just knew that we could do something.
Honestly, I don't think the excitement ever died down.
From after the Wyoming East game to the morning of the Fairmont game, I was on cloud 9 the whole time.
We were high off the game, just the energy and the drive that we had, and it never went away.
When that state quarterfinal game finally came around on March 11th, the 6-seed Lady Panthers drove right past the defending state champs, 59-55.
And it was just a great feeling to win upstate and win with this special team.
We said before the game, we're not finished yet. And we come to play and we come to stay all week. And being told that we had to leave, it was just
heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
Of course, heartbreaking.
It's an understatement, honestly.
To tell them was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
I just wanted to finish it.
Postponed and then canceled, just 2 games shy of their wildest dreams.
I've already told them that, you know, I think we would have been state champions.
I have no doubt in my mind that we would have been state champs.
We knew other teams wanted it too, but we wanted it more.
It was a season that left careers unfinished but it can't stop this group from walking away proud.
When we step out on the floor together, there's a confidence in each of us for each other. And we know if I have a bad night, I know my team's going to pick up my slack. And same for them. And it's on and off the floor. It's not just a basketball thing, it's a friendship thing. And that makes me proud to be on a team that really loves each other.
For the last 3 seasons, Graham boys soccer hadn't quite gotten over the hump.
We got a lot accomplished, but we still came up a little bit short.
3 trips to the 2A state quarterfinals, all ending in a loss.
I mean, it pushes you. You want to do better, and you want to win, and it's frustrating and disappointing when you can't get to where you want to be.
But this year was going to be different.
Everybody that was starting last year was going to be starting this year. So this was definitely going to be a special year for this team.
What made the G-men dangerous? Their unified drive to succeed.
Everyone was working really hard.
I just saw the look in everyone's eyes. They really looked like we wanted it.
I mean, I think we had one goal, and that goal was state championship. We were going to have shirts made that had one on them, and that one was for one goal, one mission, and it was to get there.
And they were going to, together, as a family.
I tell my boys that they need to know 3 things, and the 3 things that I tell them is that I believe in them, I trust in them, and I care about them. And I think that's what got us so close and where we were.
After a competitive preseason and more than 3 weeks of practice, the VHSL put a stop to all spring sports.
I was just kind of shocked because I didn't think that the whole thing would get canceled.
It took a minute to kind of sink in, and I didn't really think about it at first. And then I went on Twitter and I saw Craig Ravadic's post, and he just said, I think it was, well, we had a good run. And I think that's when it really set in.
Just like that, the G-men's season had ended.
It hurts for me, for the boys, because I care about them so much, and I knew what their goal was, and I knew how hard they worked.
It's heartbreaking for us seniors, but it also hurts for the underclassmen because they also thought that this year was going to be our year and that this would be our best chance. So for them, I don't want them to lose hope and to stop trying as hard and working as hard in the coming years just because we're gone.
Aiello knows his team will be back in 2021, but he can't help but reflect on the success of his 6 seniors.
They were the 2019 region champions. They got to host their first quarterfinal game here at East River. Our hope was that they were going to host the district tournament here and the regional tournament here this year, and we were going to get to host another quarterfinal for the state.
And while those tournaments won't be played this season, it hasn't kept the guys from appreciating the bigger picture.
I know a lot of these guys have been my best friends and are going to be my friends throughout college and throughout life.